So, because of my father's rape and him poisoning me up, and then my brothers poisoning me up, and then them creating proxy warfares to control my life, all of a sudden, it's as if I'm just supposed to be able to drive myself 2,000 miles per hour in 18 different directions to try and figure out a way out of a very covert assassination that's, designed within the design to take me out, much like a, Julian Assange or John McAfee, or just somebody that knows too much. Once you wake up too much and you want to blow the whistle and you make it through a covert poisoning, well, now it's just a completely identity erasure, completely erosion over your life. So it's not like it's fun for me to come out here and suggest to the truth, being that they were setting up stages for me to die covertly since I was, 6 years old? 7 years old? It's not like it's fun for me to come out here and suggest that I'm a victim of poisoning, trying to grow out of being able to live. Okay, so they didn't even want me to get into this house, right? They didn't even want me to get to the point of where I was at before that, and then before that, and before that. They literally and just onward since I was a young kid, and I wasn't able to see this stuff or know how to move because of a very covert poisoning. It's just how arsenic works in your mind. You're suffocating down to the cellular level. You can't get any part of what's up here normal out of your mouth like I'm able to now. It was, or I'm not saying that any of this stuff is normal. I'm just saying that about the crime happening to me, and happening to be able to see through the eyes and see through the actions and the inaction and the attempts and the assassination and the proxy relationship after proxy relationship after proxy relationship, in order to continue me in a way to erode me to where it was supposed to create a problem at many points where you're just depressed, as you would otherwise suggest to yourself that it would create, without your full knowledge of what's happening to you. How do you get out of this covert warfare? You feel it down to your bones that you're that you're a victim of sedation, or you don't even know that you're a victim of sedation. You just really can't reason through it. You're just I'm a covert I'm a victim of a covert gang stalking, and I just can't see it to get away from it, right? And that's ever since before I even had my first girlfriend growing up. I was in a state of mind that you just don't know what's happening to you, so you're just trying to go through life because that was my normalcy growing up. That was my normalcy in into my through my toddler years to my kid years to my teenage years to my adulthood. And then these people legitimately wanted to steal away my life so that I wouldn't ever get out of the calculated poisoning to collect my thoughts. They just never wanted me to be able to collect my thoughts at all. So now that I'm finally able to, now it's just gotten way worse. Obviously they have to utilize my name and try and throw people off from my page, yada yada, and suggest just ungodly things about my character, not allowing people to see that I was a covert victim of the or I was made into the victim of a covert assassination on multiple accounts that you don't have availability of your mind to see through. And so while I'm trying to make it through this, it's been really, really hard on my heart, emotionally, physically. It's been really hard on me spiritually. It's been not only sabotaging my jobs, which it just sabotaged my job, where I legitimately was asking these people to leave me be. And that inaction of them not allowing me to like get out of proxy suggested to me that I'm in a dangerous position now and I need to really figure this out. Because if I don't figure it out, it's legitimately going to take my life. And it was the stipulation, the speculation, the availability of myself to finally be able to question the contents of the character of my own friend, my own girlfriend. The same thing's happening from a last relationship. All of a sudden, vicariously, I can see and read Jessie through my girlfriend. And vice versa. I could read Aurelia through Jessie. Until I got further out of that poisoning to suggest now I can vicariously see Kenny through Jessie. Kenny through Jeff. Jeff through Jessie. How my brother was protecting his better interest, not his own brother's. He was trying to suggest that I'm crazy because obviously you're going to be the crazy one when they were poisoning you up by a design meaning to take you out of your life. They're not going to want to protect you, is what I'm getting at. It's to deflect, minimize, and to place you in a situation of everyone discard, of anyone and everybody that they can manipulate, or they're in proxy. Doesn't matter which side that they're on. It's to manipulate the scene to suggest that you deserve to be left alone in a situation where they just allowed you to get into, right? I was asking my brother if I could stay there for another month or two just to get a new place, get a different idea for a place. I didn't like the way that Jesse made me feel. With every right to not feel this way. But that was not his goal. His goal in mind was getting me into that place in the first place to set me up, being the broker that he is, to take the money that I was working hard to get and make a big decision in my life. It's always been these big decisions that they want to get involved in an estranged fashion to leave me in a place that was to take my life. It wasn't just this place, it was all the places prior throughout all of my life. So it's not like it's fun for me to suggest that this is a very cold and calculated murder, and it's worse than just a crime, G. Or whoever is listening, it's worse than just a crime. It's the worst crime that it could be. A premeditated murder, and you're spiritually murdered from a very young age. I was poisoned up by my own father so that he could get away with this rapey shit. And then bleeding into the psychology of the young children that they were, as my brothers, got involved so much so that they wanted to poison me up by a design because my brother never wanted me to be alive. He never wanted me to be born. He never wanted anyone to love me. He wanted me completely eradicated from jobs. And ever since I got my first job, to second job, third job, fourth job, fifth job. So you can't tell me that these people didn't want to cover their tracks by leading me into a position where they were to take my life covertly to allow for me to die so that they could complete the mission, which is like equity theft, identity theft, stealing my credit, stealing anywhere in my life that could have been credible in the general, but especially in this situation now, to steal the deed of my house, being that it would have been so easy that they have all of this information, my old email, my old phone number, my old Facebook, my Credit Karma app, my, you know what I mean? Like it's literally creating a second version of me on their own device that they hide from everybody probably, to suggest that it's all identity theft. It's like a complete identity transfer, like or a destiny swap, I think they call it. So they didn't want me to come out at all of the poisoning, to start thinking to myself, I really have to move differently, and I really have to be careful of people that I let know that I know what I know. Because if you let these people know what you know, and even about the whole gang stalking efforts, then, and it's covert, then they get worse. And so I realized that in my last relationship that I couldn't let, at that time, I couldn't let my brothers know verbatim what I was thinking and verbatim where I was planning on moving and going to, but I didn't know this. Now that I do and I can see through it, that I should have never let them know where I was going. I should have never let Jesse know where I was living, where I was staying, because by doing so, just allowed them to continue. You see, without my wherewithal, I'm blindfolded still, is what I'm getting at. And by them being that they're blindfolding me in this way, they were able to steal up my NTF money. They were able to literally almost leave me covertly assassinated there with poisons. I was literally like going to work wondering if I'm going to make it through the day still. And then the person that I was with couldn't tolerate the detoxification. And so she just wanted nothing to do with it anymore. And I don't blame her. But the fact of the matter is that I really wish that I would have seen these things prior to then, because maybe then I could have a real relationship. You see what I'm saying? Regardless what would happen there, regardless if it was like, you get married or you end up being really good friends or whatever the fact of the matter is, at least you would have had an organic relationship away from proxy and people that really want to keep everyone in your life within proximity of they're able to control coercively your life. Because so long as they got the poisons in me to leave me lost, then they get what they want. And so by my finally getting through the next place that was staged, mind you, because there was no intention of having that place to rent it out and do blah 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 whatever with that place. It was just to fix it up and sell it. That's all it was about. It has never been anything about anything else but a control aspect over my life. So that I went there to then get staged to die again by Jesse, get staged to die again by my own brother through the Metamucil, and I'm stirring arsenic into Metamucil, suggesting that he's pissed off at me, that I'm not taking him as like the doctor, like I'm Dr. Kenny, and I should be able to tell you that you should take it all. Make sure you take it all, otherwise it's not good for you or whatever. Well, no, if I would have taken it all, it would have been my whole intestines, like every last little part of my intestines, blocked up to the point where it's going to pop and stop my heart. And that's just what happens. I took it twice, well, 1.5 times, I think, because that first time I was like almost going to slip out of myself. I felt like this is just not right. Like, literally, like I did slip out of myself. I was like, I think I called off like 2 days in a row, actually, from strong converting facilities. and which is where I was working, like my 90th job or whatever, to like the next one to be assassinated at, sabotage, financial ruin, you know what I mean? But that's what it was always about. It was never about me being able to like get the help to get into a place and we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you. Yeah, this time is gonna be different than the last time. We're gonna get you to a place that we're gonna be able to grow from. No, even getting out of that, if I would have taken all of that, for an example, I wouldn't be here. If one thing went wrong when um, Jesse came up into the situation sprinkling arsenic trioxide over my food, if I wasn't able to get into the bath, try and detoxify, like I don't know all of the answers of what actually kept me alive, but I'm sure God had a big role in it. But either way, like they're literally trying to rip the keys out of Jesus' hands to suggest we have control over when Matthew dies. You see? And then like just the inaction or action of the inaction of loving me, with me suggesting what that arsenic made me feel like within the Metamucil, but just the action alone of him suggesting that, oh, are you supposed to take it all? You don't care about my money, and I'm never gonna do anything for you ever again if you don't take it all, and blah blah blah, like just mad at me about $13.95 or whatever the fucking bottle cost him. Like, dude, fuck you, dude. I'll give you your fucking stupid money back, you bitch. You don't give a fuck about my life, but you want me to take something that's gonna make me feel like I'm going unconscious and gonna die. Oh, okay. Okay. I'll take your $13.95 and I'll put it in. I'll mix it up into my water and I'll drink it for you. Fuck you, piece of shit. Poisoning me up since I was fucking a young baby, so you could get away with your fuckery, you fucking bitch. Okay, so I really don't like talking like this. So people just assume that it's easy for me, I guess, to like bring up a monstrous crime like of what it is, every single intent to take my life and legitimately take parts of my life and go and live it too. Oh, okay. I'll just die while you steal the deed to my house, steal all the equity of my house, and perform an identity theft. Oh, it's so wonderful. It's so great. Makes me feel so special. Yeah, special. Being the insurance fraud broker that he is, to to take out life insurance policies or have life insurance policies ready for the moment that I die, so that they can make even that much more money on my life. Yeah, it feels real great. But here I am within a very heavier situation, suggesting that the crimes that my father did are being protected. The crimes that have been happening to me since I was a baby, seemingly being protected. Not allowing me to work, not allowing me to live, not allowing me to any form of happiness that I could ever feel like I could get to, because of it being fucking murder, G. Coming from places like you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't believe. I loved my family. I loved my brothers. But they could never love me doing this. They could never love me. Even if we could have created something with network marketing where I could have like tripled or quadrupled or like 100x'd their current income right now from them trying to take my life, they wouldn't want it because it would be from me. It's the only reason. So it's to suggest that I was not ever good enough to come out online. It was to suggest I'm not good enough for any job. I'm not good enough for anything under any circumstances. So if I got into this house, then it was to stage up my relationship, again in the same type of bloody affair that Jesse Lee played with my life within. What, another 3 times prior? At least another 2 that I know about personally, but I think it was 3 and maybe more. I don't know. But I can literally collect the thoughts from the 3, and then you're going to play on my life again like that when I've had legitimate time to start throwing away and not taking what you were giving me, when the last thing that he gave me that made me slip out of myself was soup in his very own house. So I knew, coming back here when I was going to have him come and help me rake, I knew my life was in danger. And if it wasn't, he was going to help me rake. But my life was in danger. He was going to slap something on my neck, and I think it was cyanide. And I think that because I took the rake out of his hand and said, no, you stay the fuck back away from me, dude. You don't get to sneak up on me like that. I'm not going to allow you to fucking sneak up on me like that, dick. And he still, like, tried to come closer to me. And no, stay the fuck back where you are at. Do not take another footstep closer to me. Do you not understand me? I set the rake up against the house. I said, I'm not going to let you just come here and snake me like this, dude. You've done this to me before. You've been in these affairs before. And now I can clearly see clear through you, dude. I've been playing back against your all actions. What, Kenny and Jeff calling me when they never fucking called me, trying to just literally figure out if the medicine's working. Is the poison working good enough this time? Or what are we going to have to do? They're going back to their drawing boards now. Same way they did in St. Paul Park. Same way they did in Stacy. Same way they did in Shakopee. Same way they did when I was in the homeless shelter. Same way they did back when I was in Mounds View. So on and so forth. All the way back to being a kid. You don't think that I'm going to catch on to you, right? No, I'm absolutely going to catch on to you. Now, you stay the fuck back. And I don't care what kind of words that I had with that dumb imbecile Jesse Lee is. Because it's fucked up and it's sad. You mean to tell me that you could actually be a good friend? Where? Where? Getting around me, keeping me within proximity so that you can continue this poisoning of me to work an identity theft and assassinate me. And I told you, the sad part is that you could actually be a good friend. But not with what you're doing. You could never be a good friend to me, and you can't even be a good friend to yourself. I don't care how you frame it. You get the fuck away from me. You leave my name out of your mouth. You stop fucking hacking me. You had no right doing what you fucking did to me, and I'm not your fucking property, B. You fuck with me one more fucking time, and you're in my fucking face. Try me, dude. Try me. After you've been snaking me out of my whole entire life this way, bitch. Nigga. Get the fuck back. I'm gonna play about my life like this so you can fucking be the person that's been putting me inside of all of this covert warfare this entire fucking time. Playing with my fucking brothers. Playing over the reality that I was being forced into homelessness. Into a psycho ward. In and out of the system blindfolded to the crime that you've been doing to me. And then people don't want to expect that. I don't have the right to feel very unsafe to be around people that I don't know. I couldn't even trust my own. I couldn't get out of what I was going through alone. I was made to feel like the most worthless piece of shit on the face of this planet. Thanks to these people performing this type of state-of-the-art crime over me. So I don't care how you frame it. I don't care how people want to frame it. I have a heavy story. A very, very heavy story. But I'm not their property. My autonomy belongs to me, and my vessel belongs to the Lord. And if we can't share that together, moving forward this day and age, there's no black and white area there. As far as I'm concerned, you're either in Christ Jesus, and me and you will get along just fine, or you've already chosen to work in the opposite. Unless they do some serious repentance for the kind of crimes, very sinister, thick, fucking murder crime spree that they wanted to play about in my life. Leave me without any avenue in my life to be able to get out of this covert warfare, to establish any sliver of happiness, any sliver of joy. I worked tooth and nail to get to where I'm at. I was asking to be left alone for months on end. When I saw it, when I couldn't see it anymore, I just literally couldn't see it. I was poisoned. But when that sunlight came back into my body that last time, I kept it hidden because I realized that if you don't keep this hidden and you can't play back to them that you don't know, then it's gonna get worse. And once they figured that out, oh boy, did it ever. It did get worse. And I didn't know any fucking way to get out. Literally in my mind, driving down 86 different lanes going 20,000 miles per hour. Go fuck yourselves.